Welcome to this week's Tailgate Game Day show. Guy Wehman here. Tony Herman's going to be joining me, and we're going to talk about Osage Indians and what happened in last week's game and look forward to Blair Oaks as they come to town. And then Coach Shannon Jolly, we're going to meet up with him out on the field with a couple of the players, Aiden Williams and Maverick Trusty. And we've got a running back. We also have the quarterback. Should be a fun discussion there. And then we head on out to the Oaks Country Club as we talk with Coach Travis Squire. And then we also talk with Hannah Mashoff. They're looking to do a repeat. They won the state championship last year. These are 13 gals on this squad that are looking to do it again. And they're hot on the trail to do it and beat the rest of the state. And then we'll go on down to Camdenton, and we'll talk to Tyler Dinsdale. He's the coach of the softball team in Camdenton. And then we'll be talking with one of the players over there, Ava Vogler. And we'll find out what's on her mind playing softball for Camdenton. And then also Austin Walker. So thanks for joining us on Tailgate Game Day. Tony, it's good to be back in your hometown, and it's good to be back in your home field. And what I'm talking about, Osage Indians had a home game.
Had our first home opener, was week 2 of this season. Indians come out, they play much better than they did in week 1, but still come up short against the Spartans 21-14. A lot of questions were answered last Friday night, but a couple of questions still remain for the Indians.
Okay, let's break this down. We've got line play, but let's talk about quarterback. And as far as Maverick Trusty goes, at first week, it didn't look like he could go 15 or 20 if he even attempted that pass because they didn't have any passing yards. However, it looks like his arm can go beyond that, and it was pretty good.
I think you're exactly right, Guy. Maverick comes in, looked a lot more comfortable as the leader of this Osage Indian offense. He threw a much better ball than he did in week 1 against the Jeff City Jays. A lot of questions were answered. Could he throw the football a little further than what he did? The answer is yes. He was able to throw the football. Pass looked much better, much crisper, didn't have the wobble to it, a tight spiral. So I think we've answered the question there that, yes, the sophomore quarterback for the Indians is capable of throwing that football. But what he does need to work on, Guy, is he needs to work on the amount of time it takes for the play to develop. Right now, taking way too much time in the backfield.
And as players always say, every time they go up the line from college to the pros or from high school to college, the speed increases, and they say, wow, the game's moving fast. Well, this game has got to move faster for the offense.
I think what we saw last week was a quarterback that when the play takes that long to develop, the receivers outrun the coverage.
Yeah.
They outrun his ability to get them the football. And so we've got to get that timing down, and I think that's something that is very capable for this sophomore quarterback.
You mentioned the receivers, and he was on target for some of those deep passes, and I can see one in my mind of him throwing to the end zone, into that far left corner of the end zone, and the ball was there. The receiver just dropped it. So it's the coordination between the two.
You're going to see that happen in high school football. I think Dane DePay, the junior for the Indians, he is a great asset to this football club this season. And right now, he's the primary target on pass plays.
All right. Now let's talk about line play. The first game of the season and this second game with Moberly, both teams exploited the defensive line, and they were running through it like a sieve.
I think what you're seeing, and definitely you saw that in week 1, you saw that in week 2 as well, as this young defensive line of the Osage Indians, they're going to have to make a stop before people do other things on the offensive end. Right now, they're running straight up the middle. They're doing smash mouth football against these Indians, and right now, it's working for 5, 10, 15 yards of play.
And as you mentioned before, and we've mentioned it, even in our broadcast in the game, is that last year, and we're going to talk about Blair Oaks here in a minute, but last year they were being eaten up by big plays. And so here comes another big play, and it's the big plays that maybe killed them maybe more than just their, play-by-play play.
Last year at this time, in the first 3 weeks, we saw special teams for the Indians giving up big plays on both sides of the field.
Yes.
Whether on the offensive or defensive end. We were seeing kick returns. We were seeing fumbles. We're not seeing those big plays right now out of these Osage Indians, and that's a good sign for the future.
Guy Wehman here along with Tony Hermann. Just a reminder, stay tuned, because after this show, the Tailgate Gameday show, we're going to be going directly to the Camdenton Lakers game, and they're at home tonight. So stay tuned for that. Blair Oaks, if you're the coach of Blair Oaks, what are you looking to do?
I think you're going to look to do exactly what the first two teams have done. On the offensive side, they're going to continue to smash that football right up the center of this Osage Indian line, and then they're going to mix up a few pass plays in between.
Coach Jolly, if I were the coach, I would just try and work my plays, work my team to where I'm going to go, because we had a lot of seniors graduate. And so what's going to happen is he's got to start building this for the next couple of years, but saying, okay, guys, this is what we're going to start working on, knowing that Blair Oaks is the toughest team he's probably going to reach all year.
Blair Oaks, the defending state champion, they come in off a rare Week 2 loss. They're going to come into tonight's game. They're going to be ready to run as much as they can, to score as much as they can, and try to avenge that loss from Week 2 and go and get that Blair Oaks Falcon machine rolling again.
And it seems like the game plan of Blair Oaks, because they've had one quarterback for Week 1, another one for Week 2, and you told me earlier that they're going to have a third quarterback for this week.
Well, what we're seeing is every team that we've faced so far has a new quarterback in position. Jeff City, first-year quarterback, first-year starter. Moberly, first-year starter. And Week 3 tonight will be no exception, as the quarterback from last year has graduated, and there's not going to be a hair in the backfield.
Yeah, boy, that's quite interesting. Okay, we're going to have fun, but let's talk about community night just for a minute, because that is so special for School of the Osage, as it would be for any of the schools that have such an event. But vendors come out, the community comes out, very well received here.
A lot of the local area businesses will come out tonight. A lot of services that are offered in this area, they will be there as well. So come on out, take a look at these people and talk to them. Stop and talk to them, and maybe they have something that you could use in your life.
Yeah. Well, Tony, it's going to be a fun weekend of football, and, it's going to be fun college-wise, pro-wise, but especially high school-wise.
Absolutely. Every Friday night, in the state of Missouri at 7 o'clock, every school is going to kick off and go.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got more coming up on the Tailgate Gameday Show. Coach Jolly here, and they are just finishing up their practice. And, Coach, they're looking pretty good today.
Yeah, we had a good practice. I think this group continues to mature a little bit, and I think they're starting to see the value in a productive and an intense practice. So, yeah, I'm proud of them today.
I liked what you said about the chatter, about Blair Oaks. Everyone knows they're a tough team and what's going on, but the way that you addressed the team was really good.
It's just all about respect. We talk about respecting our opponent, and, they're one of the top opponents that we'll face all year, and we've got a lot of respect for them. But at the same time, that's our opponent, and, until we start addressing it a little bit differently, we're going to get the same results, and those same results are something we're kind of putting in the rearview mirror.
What did you take out of last Friday's game? You had some really good moments there, and then obviously some things slipped away.
We played the wheels off. We had 2 takeaways. We protected the ball ourselves. They had a nice play, great play call on the back out on the wheel route to win the game for them, but we had ourselves a chance. At the end, I think it just boils down to inexperience and making decisions in crucial things, and for all of our players. And, a lot of those players are new, and being out there on the field sometimes is the first time for them to, the learning environment.
You know what we've seen from last year, there was a big plays last year that got away from you, and it was, those first couple of games, it was big plays. You've stopped it this year, and you've closed that up.
That's a good point. I mean, our special teams play has really kept us in games this year and sometimes last year, and I think everybody's committed to that. So, those three phases, the offense, defense, and special teams, just putting them together. I'm really proud that we're protecting the football. We don't have any turnovers, fumbles or anything like that, and our kicking game continues to get better. And as soon as we start getting all guys to the ball like Coach S wants, and we start swarming to the football, I think we'll find out our defense will take a nice jump as well.
You talked about the kicking game, and a couple of years ago that was suspect, but watching them practice and watching them play, the kicking game seems to be there.
Yeah, I'm not going to coach a football team that doesn't do their due diligence on special teams. I mean, there's so many plays in that third phase of the game, and sometimes it's overlooked, and it's just not going to be part of our identity, that's for sure.
Okay, looking ahead now to Blair Oaks, you're playing them tonight. What's your thinking?
I just think if we control what we do, and like I said, if we can continue to protect the football and do those things and take some time of possession off the clock, and each series is going to be tough. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything easy at any time tonight when we play those guys. So it's just important that we continue to grind and make sure we're doing those small things correct.
How'd you come out of Friday? Any injuries?
We're a little bit banged up, more so from practice. I mean, our kids have been pretty resilient. We still got Caden Cochran out with his injury that he's had all year, but our guys are starting to understand that we don't have room for error here, and we don't have time for guys to be out.
All right. Hey, should we bring in these other guys here?
Yeah, I'll let you talk to them a little bit. Everybody like to hear what they have to say more anyway. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Coach. All right, we've got Aiden and Maverick here, and let's see. Let's start with you. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
How is it starting as quarterback this year?
It's a lot different than last year. A lot more faster guys, but I'm getting the hang of it, and I think it'll be real good later on in the season.
This is Maverick Trusty, the quarterback, and we have Aiden Williams, and we've called his name a lot during the game and in running and all. Aiden, you were on it last year, the team last year, and what do you see as the difference between last year and this year?
Last year they were a little more like grown up and mature, and I feel like that's just something I got used to. And I'm starting to get used to this young team, and I think we can be some dogs.
Okay, the seniors graduated. They're gone.
Yeah.
You're now one of the new leaders of this team.
Yes, sir, and I'm got to live up to that.
Okay, Maverick. The first couple of weeks, actually the first week, we noticed that your arm, you were not throwing it down the field as much. Now, I don't know, was that something that they coach you to just kind of keep it in reserve? Because last week you opened it up and we actually saw the ball going downfield and it looked really nice.
Yes, sir. We last year we didn't have any turnovers, no interceptions, so we really just wanted to keep the ball in our hands, slow the game down, and not give the ball up.
I saw you lead, and it was toward the end, and you're looking at this way and down into that left corner of the end zone. Beautiful, well-thrown ball, and it just connecting up with receivers. You guys have to be on the same page.
Yes, sir.
You know the play I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah, he worked it to the right hash, gave Dane enough room to work out there, and he made a play.
And Dane, we're talking Dane DePay.
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you take away from last week, and what are you looking forward to against Blair Oaks, Aiden?
I'm looking forward to the good competition. I mean, every team's good competition, but like Coach Jolly said, these are one of the best teams in the state of Missouri. But I respect them, but I don't fear them, and I like to see where I can compare up to them.
Yeah, you were part of it last year when some of those special team plays and those big plays got away from them, and we were playing in Blair Oaks.
Yeah, that's true, and that sucks.
Do you have a comment about that?
We weren't all there yet. I think we went in a little scared, but we played, and that's all that happened.
Okay, now this is gonna get to know you a little bit better. What is your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school is probably science class. I love science.
And what is it about science that intrigues you?
I just like learning about the earth and like just everything about it. Science, I don't like math, numbers. I don't work good with numbers in ELA. It's too much words. Science is a perfect mix.
What do you want to do after high school?
After high school, I want to go play collegiate football somewhere, but if that doesn't work out, I want to join the military.
All right, excellent. Okay, what is your favorite subject in school?
I'd have to go with math. It's just always clicked for me.
Okay, you're both in the scientific realm here. He's in science and you're in the math. And if that's your favorite subject, what do you want to do after high school? Do you have plans?
I plan on going to State Tech in marine mechanics and then pursuing my career from there.
Okay, here's a tough one for you now, Aiden. If we looked in your iPad or your music device, what style of music does Aiden like?
All right. So I like the 2000s, hip hop, 2000s hip hop. Yeah.
And that gets you going.
Yeah, that gets me going. The old school stuff,
Okay, what is your favorite music?
That'd be the same for me during like pregame and stuff, but just walking around, I'd probably say country.
All right. Hey, guys, thank you so much, Aiden.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, Maverick, Trusty, and Aiden Williams here of Osage. We'll be back. We're out here at the Oaks Golf Course, and the Osage Golf Club, their team, they're out here. They're going to have a match here pretty soon. We've got Coach Squire with us and Hannah Mashoff. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Good to be out here golfing.
Now, and we're going to get to you in just a minute, but you said you have a great bunch of gals here this year, and the team is going to be looking really good.
Yeah, we're excited. We brought back our defending Class 2 champion team, so right out the gate we knew this was going to be a good year for us, and the girls are making good on that. They've done their work in the off season, and I'm just incredibly excited about the possibilities this season.
Okay, Hannah, you were on that state championship team last year, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
What's your goal this year? To repeat or do even better? Or just tell us a little bit about that.
Goal as a team for sure, definitely to repeat. I think we can definitely do it, but I have an individual goal of winning the individual state title.
Now, how does that? You still play the rounds as it goes, but do they just pull out your score individually?
Yeah, they have an individual leaderboard and they have a team leaderboard. So for the teams, you have all of your team scores, all your players on your teams, they add up together, and then there's individual, which it's just your own score.
You know, Coach, this has got to be incredibly cool for the gals and for anybody to be on a golf team and actually exercising your basically a hobby, but it's like a career.
Oh, yeah, this golf is one of my pastimes. It's one of my passions. I love it, and to be out here coaching some kids and getting to see them either just having fun playing golf or like Hannah, living the experience and looking to the future and seeing the possibilities of what she can do in the golf world. It's great. It's nothing but positive for me and for my team.
Okay, Coach, we're going to follow you every week now. We're going to watch the progress over the 8 weeks or so to the end, because there's a good chance that this team is going to go someplace.
Oh, yes. One of the things I would love to, as a goal for our team, we would love to win our conference this year. That is something, even though we were state champions last year, it's something that we've fallen short of. I know Hannah's been knocking on the door of individual champion at the state for since she was a freshman. She's a 3-time medalist, and so as a personal goal for her, anything that I can do to help put her in that position, I want to do. We're excited and ready to stack up the wins this year.
I think it's great. LPGA, is that in your sights?
Yes and no. Maybe not how you expect. I'm looking to become a PGA professional, but maybe not on tour.
Okay, so if you're a professional, that means you're going to have a base golf course as your home base, right?
As of now, I want to eventually own my own golf course and be able to run it, but we'll see where we go.
Does that mean buying an existing one or getting someone like Jack Nicklaus to design it for you?
I would love to have my own design going, but I don't know yet.
Ooh, the Mashoff course. What do you think about that, Coach?
I'll play it. I'll play it. She'll still beat me on it, but I'll play it.
Water hazards, sand traps?
Oh, yeah, all of it.
Okay. You're playing with the other gals this year, and you're in the varsity team, but a whole group of what I think you said 13 or so on the team. It's got to feel really good to say, come on, girls, let's get it together.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to be able to help other people as well. Not just like play with them, but to also give some advice to them whenever I can.
All right. Final thought, Coach?
Oh, no, I'll second that. I have a great group of leaders here on my varsity team, and I'm hoping that can trickle down to many years after this season. If we, I'd say if we repeat this year, or even if we don't repeat, we have a fantastic legacy here that we've put in place as a team, and I think it's going to give us legs for years to come as a program.
It's kind of like building the character within the team is not, even though you're doing a match, there's still a lot of things happen individually.
Yeah, I think so 100%, because they say golf is the closest game to life, and so you're learning a lot more than just golf with being with all of these people.
All right. Well, God bless you on this match today, and then we're going to follow you guys all the way through the season.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Guy.
We'll be back. Let's go on down to Camdenton now. We're going to talk to Tyler Dinsdale. He's the coach of the Camdenton softball team. Ava Vogler, she's on the squad, and that'll be a player profile for softball. And then we'll go over to the gym and talk with Austin Walker to finish things out. We're on the campus of Camdenton School District here, and we've got Tyler Dinsdale with us, and he's the head coach of the softball team. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing great.
You guys have won another game. You keep sneaking this up here, and one by one, you're doing it.
Yeah, we started off pretty good. Right now we're 8-0 and playing pretty good softball, so it's pretty fun time right now.
Yeah, you had that tournament over the weekend and talked to a couple of the gals last time, and it's like it's getting fun for the girls too.
Oh yeah, especially right now we're scoring a lot of runs, so we've got a lot of girls that are hitting the ball really well, so it's making the games pretty fun. So.
Offense, is it happening, or defense? Because defense would be the pitching and the fielding, but offense, when I was talking to Zoe, she loves out there in the outfield. She's smacking it at 500.
Yeah, she's batting right now at 586. Looked at her stats last night. Offense, we're doing really well on both sides. I mean, our pitching, both Anna Lucas and Caden Von Sandy are doing really well for us, keeping us in games and kind of letting our defense take a break, really, because they've kind of been taking the role the last few games. So defensively, we've been, when balls are in play, we're making plays, and offensively, we're hitting the ball really well. Need to work on a few things as far as base running and a few situational type stuff, but we're working that out in-game process. So we don't have much practice time right now because of the amount of games that we've got, but we're able to kind of talk about that after games, then move on from there.
The esprit de corps, or the mood amongst the club, how is it?
It's good. Our girls are really team first right now, so it's whatever they can do to help the team out, help get a win. We don't have any I or me type situation. Right now we're just looking at how can we get another win, what can I do to help the team out, and I think that's going to be the key for us going forward, how well we keep that composure, how well we keep that attitude. And right now it's really well.
8 wins under your belt. That's almost a third of the season right here, and you don't want to have that slump in the middle, but it sounds like everybody's on the up mood.
Correct, yeah. I think this year we added another tournament next weekend, so I think we're playing 34 games. So we are a quarter of the way through. That being said, we've got another 14 games the next 8 days, so we're going to be playing quite a bit of softball that'll get us to well over half of our games. And it's just kind of, as coaches, we're trying to figure out the best way to, we're putting in a lot of girls. Girls are getting breaks here. We're not playing the same 9 every night. Some girls are taking breaks in the field. Some girls are taking breaks on that. And we're just trying to kind of give them that break that we don't have naturally built in, because we've got 2 days off. We've got Sunday and then Wednesday off until next Saturday. So for us, we're just trying to keep the composure, and we're doing good, and then just kind of keeping everybody cycling in and playing and producing.
So what about the motivation? Because generally there's a slump that will come about, and if you're 25% of the way there, it generally comes around halfway through, and you have to motivate them to the end. What kind of going through your mind?
Well, it never fails whenever you're around the same group of people for an extended period of time that some issues will rise up. So, like I said, fortunately, we haven't had that yet. We're going to run into some real good competition this weekend, and we got some good games next week, too, that are going to be really kind of test us. So, as a coach, I'm kind of excited to see how our teams responds to that. Just kind of put them in some different situations, go against some high-quality teams. We're playing Rockbridge and out of Columbia, and then Eureka out of St. Louis, Southern Boone in Ashland. So, just kind of keeping them sharp, keeping them, I don't want to say on edge, but just keeping them challenged every day is one thing. and then trying to give them as many breaks as we possibly can, even on the field or, shortened practices or things like that.
As a coach, there are certain books that you might go to or certain mentors or certain idols that you look forward to or look at and say they really knew how to motivate, and they motivate you to kind of inspire the girls. Is there something that kind of inspires you?
I've got a lot of coaches that I either coached with in the past or I've taught with that I've kind of lean off of them, kind of get some information. Our coaching staff does a real good job of kind of providing some input, helping each other out in some different ways. So for me, I've got a pretty extensive list of people that I can call and say, hey, this is what's happening. I don't know how to kind of handle this situation, or I don't know what I can do to get them out of this slump. And even the people that aren't teachers or aren't coaches that are maybe just teachers that kind of experience certain things like that. So I would say I've got a pretty good support system all the way through. People that I can call on, help me out or provide input, just kind of things like that help out quite a bit.
Okay, we're going to have a player profile again. Who are we going to be talking to?
I would have to do Ava Vogler. She's an individual that worked really hard over the summer. She's kind of locked. We've got 2 positions that she plays that some were varsity starters last year, but she really put the work in the summer, in the fall, the summer, and then even through practice so far. And we started her as a DH one time, and since then she's leading the team in batting average and doubles, puts really good at-bats out there, really helping the team out. Also one of the type of girls that whatever she can do to help the team out, she's ready to go. So she's doing great for us.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
We're here on the campus of Camdenton High School, and this is their softball field right here. This team is 8-0. Player profile, we have Ava Vogler with us. How you doing, Ava?
Good. How are you?
All right. You know what is so neat? 8-0. Did you think beginning this season that you would be this strong 8 games in?
No, not really, actually. But we're doing pretty good. Undefeated. That's great.
What position do you play?
I play third base.
Okay, third base, you need the arm because you have to throw it clear across the diamond or the field to get the first base. And do you feel comfortable in third base, or would you rather have played short or second or maybe outfield?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable at third. I feel like anywhere else it's possible overthrow because of how strong of an arm you have to have for third base.
A lot of times the batters, they want to hit in that gap between third and short, and they want to do that. But you have to run and kind of chase up to the ball, don't you?
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually.
In fielding, do you feel comfortable in your fielding, or do you like hitting behind the plate?
I like hitting a lot better because you just the ball's coming to you, when as in fielding you don't always know that it's going to happen, and you always have to be ready for everything in the field.
Okay. Now, in talking to the coach, he says that hitting really seems to be the strong suit of this club.
Yeah.
So what is your batting average?
My batting average is a little over 600.
Oh, my goodness. You know, we were talking with Zoe last week. She was at 500. 600 is a tremendous batting average, and you're coming up against other clubs, and you guys still do not feel overconfident because you go into every game saying we can win, but yet you still have a realistic view of the club.
Yeah, you just have to have a mentality. I go up to the plate having a mentality of, you have a job to do, and everybody else has your back in the dugout, and they're on your side, and they're cheering for you.
Okay. Now, you've got about 25% of the games behind you. There's a little over 30 games this season. Do you guys think you're going to be ready for the rest of the season, or do you think there's going to be a slump halfway through?
I think we're ready for really anything. We've been doing pretty good against many good teams, really. So I feel like we're ready as a team for anything that they throw at us.
So what is Ava's personal goal this year?
My personal goal is to just get better and get better at this sport and have a better mentality and have more confidence.
What is your favorite subject in school?
Probably.
I'm sure your friends have told you I was going to ask this question.
Yeah, I saw. Probably math.
Why math? Out of all the subjects, I mean, you could have had history or English or what?
I'm just a lot better at math because there's only one answer in math, whereas in English there could be several answers really. To one question.
Okay, if we looked on your iPad or your music device, what is your favorite type of music?
it goes everywhere, really. I don't really have a favorite. It's just all types, depending on the day.
Country?
That's what I listen to that sometimes.
Okay, and the pop, rock, and all of it, huh?
Yeah, not rock. No rock.
So you're not a rock girl?
No, not at all.
How's the esprit de corps amongst the team? In other words, do you guys all get along?
Yeah, I feel like we all get along. We all connect very well, and it definitely shows on the field and in our batting.
Okay. Well, good luck tonight, and you've got a busy weekend coming up, don't you?
Yes, we have a tournament this weekend.
Where's the tournament at?
Ballparks National in Max Creek.
And who do you play? Do you know the teams you're going to play yet?
I have no clue who we play yet.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us on Player Profile.
Yep, thank you.
We're here on the campus of Camdenton High School, and look who we found, Coach Austin Walker of volleyball.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Well, I've been called a coach at times. Absolutely. You know, this team has great potential, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Just kind of finding our stride, putting our pieces together little by little, working on the mental aspect side of the game, you know, making kids believe that, you know, we can do what we need to do. And, again, just it's a work in progress for us.
You know, dealing with the kids, and at the beginning part, they want to win right now.
Absolutely.
And they want to keep on. Come on, we got to win. But yet you work on those foundational building blocks, and then you win later in the season. It all pays off.
Yeah, working on taking risks, not defining our night on how many kills we have, and kind of what, you know, working together as a unit. We have great kids, great camaraderie with our kids, everything like that. So really just finding those puzzle pieces and putting them together so, you know, a couple games from now we can really see, you know, that foundation's built and continue to be successful.
Okay, how's the setup person doing as far as giving it to the setter going to the hitter?
Yeah, we do a really good job with that. You guys got a glimpse of Bella Asante and kind of just how bright that kid is. And Madison Daniels is also taking some reps for us at setting. And that kid has just been so selfless the last couple of weeks. I've shifted her position, shifted her role. You know, and I told her today, it's not the role you really love, you really wanted, but has done it with 100% class, and her work ethic is top notch. So hats off to Madison Daniels the last couple of weeks.
All right, the quarterback of the defense, the fashion diva.
That's right.
The libero.
Yeah, Caitlin Garmy, man. Can't say enough about her.
And we say fashion diva because they dress different.
They do dress different, and she is a diva. She is a skincare queen, we call her. She's like our mom of the team. She's a very routine girl, a neat kid, has done a tremendous job for us. If our block's not there, we're relying on her to keep the ball off the floor, and is putting herself in position to be super successful. Just kind of a constant, we've kind of worked on her, trying to just be, no matter what, I need her level-headed. I need her in every play, and she's done a really good job for us.
Coming off of Labor Day, this is a shortened week for everybody, but yet you've got probably some matches coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to the Hillcrest tournament this weekend. We get to play Joplin, Willard, who we don't see in regular season, and then we get to play Lebanon, which is always a fun matchup between them. On the other side of the bracket is Hillcrest, Waynesville, who we see in regular season, and then Branson and Webb City. So some different competition from places that we don't get to play, so we always love to go and kind of compete on a Saturday and just kind of see, what we can do as we get further along.
Well, thanks so much for your time. We'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's going to do it for this edition of Tailgate Game Day. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to head on out to Camdenton. We're going to watch the game with you on TV 32. Stay with us right here as the Lakers, as they host the Waynesville Tigers. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you again next week.